Hello everyone. Today we will be doing that was horrible. Today we will be doing the mathematics paper to extended the specimen paper, which is available on the CambridgeInternational.org website. And this is the Cambridge IGCSE Mathematics paper 2 extended. We'll be going through the entire paper and I'll try to explain all the questions to the best of my ability. So before we begin, I would like to make a few notes. For your test, make sure this is pretty important. Make sure you use a black or a blue pen. For this case, I'll be using multiple pens because I'm doing this on my iPad, but that is fine. But make sure you use a black pen or whatever, or a blue pen. You may use an HB pencil for diagrams and graphs. This is all important. You should know this. Write your name, write your answer to each question. Okay. Do not use an. Okay, yeah. This is I had an incident in my school where a student had this and he had to get a retest and all that stuff. So yeah, make sure this is not the case. This is pretty important. I never heard a case, but still try your best to avoid writing it on barcodes. You should use a calculator wherever appropriate. We'll be using calculators, so yeah, you may use tracing paper. I've never had the need to do that. You must show all necessary working clearly, okay? Give non-exact numerical answers to 3 significant figures or 1 decimal place for angles. Okay, this is pretty important. So if it's not mentioned, then make sure it's in 3 significant figures, otherwise 1 decimal points for angles, in degrees, not in radians, and yeah, use pi or 3.142. Okay, cool. All right, so let's begin. I'll use a blue pen. Sure. A train leaves Zurich at 22:40 and leaves Vienna at 07:32 the next day. 22:40 is, so in a 24-hour clock, 2200 means 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. So it leaves at 10:40 p.m. on the day before and reaches 7:32 a.m. in the morning. You can just calculate with your hand. It's going to be 7, 8, 9, 8 hours and 52 minutes. Pretty self-explanatory over there. Just calculate it out. Not that hard. What I like to do is first find the time from 12 a.m. to 7:32 p.m., which is 7 hours and 32 minutes, and the time from 10:40 a.m. to 12 p.m., which is 2 hours and 40 minutes. 2 hours and 20 minutes. No, wait, 1 hour and 20 minutes. Sorry. So 1 hour and 20 minutes plus 7 hours 32 minutes is 8 hours 52 minutes. Yeah. All right. So in a box of 80 glasses, 3 are broken. All right. Work out the percentage of broken glasses in the box. So there's 3 glasses broken out of 80, and we can just multiply that by 100, which is 30 divided by 8, and 30 divided by 8, if you plug that in your calculator, that gives you 3.7%. 3.75% of the glasses are broken. So 3.75. Okay. Here's a list of numbers. Put a ring under the number with the largest value. What I'd like to do here is use your calculator. So it's 0.3030, 1 over 3. If you put that into your calculator right here, you get 0.3333. 0.030, 3 out of 10 is 0.3000, and 33% is 33 divided by 100, which is just 0.3300. So looking at all these numbers, this one's the largest. Chai says 8 centimeters squared is the same as 80 millimeters squared. Explain why Chai is wrong. Okay. So if you look at your regular ruler, you will notice that 10 millimeters is 1 centimeter. So if we're gonna, let's square both sides now. squaring both sides tells us that 100 millimeters is 1 squared is 1 centimeter squared. So this means that 8 centimeters squared is actually 800 millimeters squared. So yeah, I think this should work as an answer. Yeah, so yeah, that should work as an answer, I'm pretty sure. Let me just check the mark scheme real quickly. Yes, that works as an answer. You can just write this down. Y is equal to mx plus c. Find the value of y when m is minus 2, x is minus 7, and 3 is minus 3. Pretty simple. Use your calculator. For those wondering what calculator I'm using, this is an acceptable calculator for the IGCSE exams. I use this calculator personally, and I find it very useful. It's the Casio FX-991ES Plus. It's a really good calculator in my opinion. So y is equal to mx plus c. Just plug in minus 2 for m, minus 7 for x, and add minus 3 for c. And you'll get your answer as 11. No need to write in, you can just, y is equal to minus 2 times minus 7 plus minus 3, which is just, this is 14, this is minus 3, giving you 11. Okay. Okay, this is pretty interesting. I like these kind of questions. Basically, a stem and leaf diagram, it's an easy 2 points, honestly, in my opinion. What you want to do is arrange numbers. So like, let's put 1, 10, 11, 12, and 13 right here. And let's eliminate the starting 2 numbers of each thing, if that makes sense. Actually, let me use a highlighter here so that it's more visible. And I'm going to change this to red so I know I'm going to eliminate that. Eliminate that. Okay. Now let's look at numbers that have 10, that have highlighted 10. The only numbers that have highlighted 10 are 7. So here, it's only going to be 7. Now let's look at 11. That's 12, that's 13, 12, 11. So that's a 6. 13, 12, 12, 10, 11. So that's an 8. 11. And that's a 4. 12, that's a 4. 13, 12, that's a 9. 12, that's a 0. 12, that's a 7. Yeah. And 13, that's a 0. And that's a 2. And that's it. So just plugging back everything right here. 6, 8, 4, 4, 9, 0, 7, and 0, 2. Okay, not that bad. Pretty easy. Marking scheme says 8 or 9 correct is 1 point, or 10 correct but not the right order. Oh, okay. Make sure these are in order. This is, I actually did a mistake here. I am extremely sorry about that. I'm gonna make sure that these numbers are in order. I actually did not know that because this is a new thing. It's only recently been introduced, so let's rearrange this. 0 comes here, then comes 4, then comes 7, and then comes 9. Okay, and 0 and 2. Okay, make sure it's in order. Just be wary of that. Okay, using a ruler and a pair of compasses, construct a triangle with, okay, now this is going to be kind of tricky for me to do because I am not doing this on paper, but I'll basically show you the outline. What you want to do is first construct a line of 10 centimeters, just assuming this is 10, long with the ruler. Make sure you have that. You're gonna make an arc from here ish. This doesn't look like a good arc. With a pair of compasses, and then you're gonna make it from here, this side. You're gonna place your compass here and draw another arc right there, and it'll turn out to be something like this. That's a bad arc, sorry. Something, oh shit, okay, sorry about that. Can I, no. Okay, I'm gonna bring this here. It's gonna be shaped something like, gonna be a little bit curved. It's gonna be shaped, not something like that, something similar to that-ish. It's hard to perform this on an iPad. I'm really sorry about that. If you guys want me to, I can explain this separately in a different video, but it's something like this. And you're gonna draw a straight line of 5 centimeters, I guess. And this is gonna be 8 centimeters, something like that. But if you guys want, just let me know. I can show it to you on a piece of paper and exactly explain how exactly you're supposed to do this kind of question. But yeah, this is basically what they want. So, okay, interesting math problem. I used to not like those kind of stuff, but happens. Okay, find the values of A and B. These lines mean that it's an isosceles triangle, so that means two of the sides are the same. So that means this side and this side are the same. So we can easily find A from this 180 plus, 40 plus 2A equals 180. So A is 120 over 2, which is a 60 degrees. So A is simply, oh, my bad. I am dumb. 80 minus 40 is 180 minus 40 is 140, not 120. So 70. A is 70 degrees. And you can see this forms some sort of C-ish. So you'll know that this angle and this angle should be the same because of vertically opposite angles like this. So B must be 40 degrees because vertically opposite angles. Okay. Rearrange the formula 5W minus 3Y plus 7 equals 0. Make W the subject. 5W minus 3Y equals negative 7. Bring over y this side and divide the whole thing by 5. So W is minus 7 plus 3y. Let's just make this look better. 3y minus 7 over 5. Other answers could be 3y over 5 minus 7 over 5. Whatever you find suitable. I'm just going to write 3y minus 7 over 5. Explain why negative square root of 3 is a rational number. Well, irrational, not rational. Basically, what rational means is it can be written as a fraction, and square root of 3 cannot be written as a fraction, so that's basically your answer. It cannot, root 3 cannot and be written as a fraction. I'm just going to copy and paste that right there. Okay. The mass m kilograms of a horse is 429 kilograms. Correct to the nearest kilogram. Okay. Complete the statement above. So the mass m kilograms of a horse is 429 kilograms. So basically what this wants you to, this is asking is, the keyword is the nearest kilogram, so it's plus or minus 0.5. So basically it's 428.5 less than equal to m less than equal to 428.29. 429.5. It's to the nearest kilogram, so it's going to be plus or minus 0.5 within that range. Okay. Triangle ABC is really similar to PQR. Okay. Find PQ is similar. Okay, so 5.2, so 21.7 over 12.4. We are to find PQ. Okay. So if you do 21.7, sorry, plug this into your calculator, 21.7 divided by 12.4, which is 1.75 times larger. So this is 1.75 times larger. So 5.2 times 1.75 is 9.1, because it's going to be 5.2 times 1.75. That would give you this, and that's 9.1 centimeters. Solve the inequality. Again, not a bad question. We're just gonna poop and poop right here. So n is n minus 5n, and the sign will flip because the sign flips. So greater than minus 8 minus 7. N minus 5n is minus 4n is greater than negative 15. And I'm dumb. It's still gonna be this, still gonna be this. Please ignore what I just said. I thought about this while I was writing it. Okay, sorry. N now flips because you're bringing a negative sign to this side. 15 over 4 is 3.75, I believe. Yeah. 15 negative cancels out, 3.75. So n is greater than 3.75. Okay. Without using a calculator, work out this. Okay, so you could technically just write your answer. You'll just get 1 point though if you just write your answer down. That's just the answer. So, but it's without using your calculator. You can always check using your calculator. So, yeah. What basically this means is that is 12 times 1 12 plus 7 over 12. And if you plug that into your... I haven't done mixed fractions in a long time. 1 second, let me just make sure I'm doing this correctly. 1, 7, 12. Yeah. Yeah, I was doing it correctly. So that's 19 over 12. So 19 over 12 plus 13 over 20. That's going to be 19 times 20 plus 13 times 12 divided by 12 times 20. Okay, and we're just going to evaluate this. 19 times 20 and it's just going to be 67 over 30. You can evaluate this. 19 times 20 plus 13 times 12 divided by 12 times 20. That's just 67 times 30. 19 times 20 is 19 times 10 is 190, so 19 times 20 is just 380. And 13 times 12 is just 156. And 12 times 20 is 240. So 380 plus 156, adding those together gives 537 divided by 240, and reduce that to get 7 over 30. Oh, it's 536. So 536 divided by 240 gives 67 over 30. Okay, cool. That it's fine. Your main part was this. Just know that that's how you convert. And for some reason, if you wanted to give this answer in a mixed fraction, what you would do is basically just do 67 over 30. That's approximately 2, because 30 times 2 is 60. So you would bring the 2 forward, so 2. And you would put 67 right here, and the leftover down there. 7? 267 over 7? Something? No? Oh! This remains the same. 30, and this remains 7. I did the other way. Yeah. So 30 times 2 is 60, 67 over 30. That's how it goes. So that's the same. So if you wanted to, or if a question asks you to do that. Find the next term in the sequence. 7 to 5, 5 to 3, 3 to 1. So it's a 7. It reduces by 2 every time, so the next number must be -3. Find the nth term. There's a formula for this, if I recall. Let me look that up. Because I can actually just make a formula up right now. It reduces by 2 every time, but I don't want to. There's a formula for this. Let me just pull that up. Okay, so nth term formula is an equals a1 plus n minus 1 times d, where d is the difference. A1 is 7 plus n minus 1, which is n minus 1, the number, and times the difference, which is -2. We can just simplify this more, so 7 minus 2 times minus 1 is 2, so 7 plus 2 minus 2n, which is 9 minus 2n. And that's your nth term, I believe. Let me just check this out, because I'm not... Yeah, I'm straight. 9 minus 2n. There could be other nth terms. Let's see. It reduces by 2 every time, so your n has to be minus 2n. And I guess your first number is 7. That's how I would think about it. So if for some reason, if you don't remember the formula, there's no grading on the formula per se on the marking scheme, as far as I know. You can say like difference is -2 for each term. So, and the first number is 7. So first number is 7. And to start at 7, it should start at 9, because since it's a difference of -2, it has to be -2n. So x minus 2n, and your x has to be 9, because 9 minus 2 is 7, and 7 is your first term, and n is the first term. N would equal to 1 for it to be equal to 7. I'm sorry if that's confusing, because it is if you just think about it randomly, but if you remember the formula, you should be fine. And it's not a hard formula to memorize. So, anyways, moving on. A hexagon has sorry about that. Sorry for the random cut. Something came up. I went and dealt with it. Anyways, moving on. Sorry about that. A hexagon has 5 angles. Each measures 115 degrees. Calculate the size of the angle. There's a formula. If I remember correctly, it is n minus 2 times 180 degrees to find the total number of angles in a polygon. This makes sense. Let's assume n is the number of sides. Let's assume it's a triangle, so n would be 3. 3 minus 2 times 180 is just 180 degrees, which is true. Sorry. Let's say if it's 4, 4 minus 2 times 180, that is, let's say that's a square. So 4 sides, 4 minus 2, 2 times 180 is 360 degrees. True, 90, 90, 90, 90, 60, 60, 60. So yeah, for a hexagon meaning 6, you guys only need to know up till decagon, so I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. Anyways, you have a triangle with 3 sides, a square or a rectangle or a rhombus with 4 sides. Then you have a pentagon with 5 sides, hexagon with 6 sides, heptagon? It's heptagon or septagon? I think it's heptagon with 7, octagon with 8, nonagon, I'm not sure if that's how you spell it, but 9, and decagon, which is 10. That's all you need to know. 11 is dectagon or something like that. I've never seen it, and I've never seen anyone ever use it. I rarely see people using anything above octagon, to be honest. I've not heard of many nonagon or decagon problems like ever. But yeah, that's something to take note of. Anyways, for this case, it's a hexagon, meaning it's 6. So 6 minus 2 times 180, that's 4 times 180, that's 360 times 2, which is just 720. 720 degrees. And to get your answer, it's just 720 degrees, and it'll be 6 angles, so 115 times 4. 5. And evaluating this would just give you 145 degrees, so 145 degrees. Cool. Calculate the area of this trapezium. Oh, it's a 4-point problem. Interesting. I see why it is. We've not been given this. And we can't exactly use this because it's not a square. Oh, okay. I think I know what I'm gonna do. That should give us an answer, I'm pretty sure. Let's move you down a bit and extend you up a bit, and let's get you here. Okay, cool. What I basically did is just made an entire square just to help me out a bit, and 12 minus 8, this is 4 centimeters. Why this is helpful? I can get this side here using this. That's pretty good, if you ask me. And to do that, I can just use the Pythagorean theorem, which is just square root of 8 squared minus 4 squared. Plugging that into your calculator should give you 4 root 3. So that means that this side and this side is 4 square root of 3. Ooh, okay. Progress, progress. That's a lot of progress because we basically just solved it. Gonna turn this into a square and a triangle, and this is gonna be 8. Sorry, 4. I didn't. Now that I think about it, I'm dumb. Okay, I could have just done this and gotten that. Oh well. I didn't have to just make the upside down. Oh well. What's done is done. All right. Square root of 4 root 3. So that's just 8 centimeters times 4 root 3 centimeters. That's the area of a triangle, plus 1 over 2 base, which is 4, times height, which is 4 root 3. Put this whole thing into your calculator. 8 times 4 root 3 plus half times 4 root 3. This gives you 69.28. Or we're supposed to do it to the nearest 1/6, so 69.3 centimeters squared. Okay, cool. Shade in the oh, I haven't done Venn diagrams in a while. I had an idea. Let's use this. Excuse me, sorry. Shade the region of A prime union B. Basically what that means is shade the whole B. We're just gonna shade this whole B up. And A prime meaning shade everything other than A. So shading everything other than A means shade this whole thing outside. Yeah, just make sure you shade it in properly. This is basically what you're supposed to do. Shade everything outside of everything other than A is to be shaded in. Ignore the small bumps on A. Okay, yeah, that's how you shade that. That's 1 point. Oh, there's also 1 point. D, I think that's the intersection one. It says D intersection E prime, and that intersecting F. So D intersecting E prime, so this much, I believe, intersecting F, so this whole thing. So this region, this entire region will be here. It's 1 point. It's honestly not that hard. If you're having trouble with Venn diagrams, I suggest watching a quick 10-minute or something YouTube video. There's a ton of YouTube videos on about Venn diagrams, so they're pretty easy to understand, and most of the time they probably won't even ask you, and if they do, it's going to be like a question like this, a 1 point problem. I wouldn't stress too much about Venn diagrams. Use a calculator to find the decimal value of this. Well, it's just telling you to it's just asking you, do you know how to use a calculator? Just say yes, because it's pretty dang simple. But people who forgot their calculators, they're basically screwed. 1.37. Write recurring fractions, 0.32. So 0.32 repeating is 0.32222 dot is equal to x. You can just times 100. So 100, multiply 100 on both sides, giving you 32.222 dot, why did I write it 3? Dot equals 100x. So x is simply 32.22 divided by 100, which is just Write a bunch of 2's with it just 29 over 90. What I like to do is use your calculator. If you're not really sure what to do here, do 0.322222222, a lot of 2's on your calculator. 3.32.22222222, and divide that by 100 on your calculator. That would give you this decimal value of 29 over 90, which is pretty cool if you ask me. So yeah, 29 over 90. I'm sure there are other ways to do this. I'm not certain how, but this is what I did in my IGCSE exams, and it worked out. What I would do is just show this much and then show this. It's a small tidbit. So yeah, and the mark scheme agrees. It just wants you to see this and then your answer. So yeah. The diagrams A, B, C, D, E, and F are 6 graphs of different functions. Excuse me. On the table, identify the correct graph for each function. Okay. 2x squared. That we can identify that first. 2x squared is a parabolic curve, so it's either going to be B or C. And it can't be B because our y would never be negative. It will always be positive because square of any number, negative number or positive number, is going to be positive. So this will never be in the negative. So B can't be the correct graph. So it has to be C. The answer for this is C. Now, let's look at 4 over x. Anything over x, let's say 1 or 2 or 3 or negative 4, that's going to give you these kind of graphs. So it's either going to be D or F. Since it's negative 4 over x, it's going to be in the second quadrant and the fourth quadrant, because it has to be negative here on the x and negative here. Sorry, negative here on the y and negative here on the x. So it has to be D for this one, right here. And 1 minus x over 3, that's a simple line function, linear function. And we either have the choice between A and E. And 1 minus 3 over 3, that is 1 over 1. It would intersect right here. So you can just say it's A right here. Because 1 minus 3 over 3. You can look at the intersections and you can see that the 3 is right there. 3 equals to 0. You can do the same here as well. So when x is equal to 0, your y is going to equal to 0, which is not the case here. Over here and over here, I was talking about. And you can do the same minus 4 over x, because when x is equal to 0, they cannot intersect. Because that's impossible. That's why the function has to be this or this, this or this. So yeah, hopefully that made sense. Oh, tree diagram question. Nice. One second, I'm sorry about that. A soccer team plays 2 matches. The tree diagram shows the probability of the team winning or losing the matches. The 1 over 3, 2 over 3, 3 over 4, 1 over 4, 3 over 4, and 1 over 4. Win, lose, win, lose, win, lose. Find the probability that the soccer team wins at least one of the 2 matches. At least one of the 2 matches, so the winning rate is first 1 over 3. Write that down. times the probability that one is. So either we win and then we lose, or plus 1 over 3, win or lose. So times 1 over 4 plus 2 over 3 times we win, and we can't lose 2 matches. So that's the only probabilities that we can have. Just multiply these together. 1 over 3 times 3 over 4 plus 1 over 3 times 1 over 4 plus 2 over 3 times 3 over 4 gives us 5 over 6. Yeah, 5 over 6. That's the answer. Almost done. We are almost towards the end. How long is this? I forgot. 1 hour and 30 minutes. I think I can finish it before that, even though I'm explaining everything. AB is the arc of a circle. Okay. With radius O at the center, radius 9, with circle O as the center of the circle. Okay. Find the value of K. What is K? The length is 6 pi centimeter AB. Okay. And area of the sector is K pi centimeter. Okay, cool. So theta over 360 degrees times 2 pi r. 2 pi times 9 is equal to 6 pi. Pi and pi cancel out. 6 over 2, that's 3. 3 over 9, that's 1 over 3. So, and 360 times 3. Oh, 1 over 3 times 360. 360 over 3. Theta is 120 degrees, so this is 120 degrees. Okay, I should actually explain how I did that. I did that in my head right now. Sorry about that. The formula for finding the area of the arc length is theta over 360 degrees times 2 pi r, where r is the radius. And we know that the length of the arc AB is 6 pi. We're going to take the 2 pi over here, so theta over 360 r equals 6 pi over 2 pi, that's just 3. I'm going to multiply 360 times 3, so 360 times 3, that's 1080, and we're going to divide that by r, which is 9. So divide by 9, which gives us 120 degree angle. And now the area for a sector is theta over 360 times pi r squared. And we want our answer in pi, so theta over 360 times 9 squared, and theta is 120. Plug that into your calculator. That just gives us 27 pi, which is your answer. That is the value of K. These box and whisker plots show the monthly electricity cost for 100 different households who use Electro Company or Spark Company. Okay. Tom says that the monthly cost for Electro Company is are lower, okay, and very less than with Spark Company. Monthly cost with Electro Company alone? Is Tom correct? So you can see that Spark is clearly cheaper, the average. So median, the median for Electro is greater than Spark. Yeah, median is greater for Electro than Spark, so Tom is wrong. Spark is cheaper. Therefore, Spark is cheaper. But the IQR, which is this range, is greater for the Spark company. So, uh, therefore, Tom is wrong about. Sorry, I'm just thinking this whole answer through in my head. Now I'm gonna explain what I'm thinking. So Tom is wrong about Spark being cheaper. Cheaper. You can directly see this from this thing right here. But you can see that the IQR range, which is just this block over here or this block over here, Electro is less than that of Spark. So that basically just means that Spark is more varied. So therefore, Tom is right about Spark being varied. Okay, cool. Um, Question 25. Find the turning point y is equal to x squared plus 4x minus 3 by completing the square. Okay, cool. By completing the square, y is equal to x squared plus 4x minus 3. Sorry, last time we got disturbed by that. I apologize. And find the turning point. Some backstory what a turning point means. Let's say you have a graph that looks something like this. That's a bad graph. Something like this. That's a bad graph. Something like this. Better. So this and this are your turning points. So this is the min turning point, and this is the max turning point. Anyways, that's what turning point means. And you can clearly see that it's going to be a parabolic-ish kind of thing. And yeah, okay, let's just do what the question asks us to do. Complete the square. Y is equal to x squared plus 4x minus 3. Let's complete the square by doing this. X squared plus 4x. We're going to have that half of 4, which is 2, and square that, so 4. And we're just going to bring this, just going to make this into a new equation. Equals, bring the 3 to the other side, those 3, and we're going to add a 4. So this might look familiar to you. That is the x plus 2 squared. That's just x plus 2 the whole squared. So you can just do that. X plus 2 the whole squared equals 7. So you can just get your answer right there. X plus 2 the whole squared minus 7 is equal to y. And turning point, as I said, if you have a function like this, our function is going to be similar to this, something like this, a parabola. For finding the minimum value, basically we want this x squared value to be 0. That's when y will be at its maximum min. Because anything you put here, it's never going to go more than above -7, if that makes any sense. And that's only the case when x is equal to -2, and when x is -2, y is -7. So your turning point is -2, -7. Let me just check if that's correct. Question 25, -2, Okay, yes, that's right. That's how you're supposed to solve that problem. It's not bad. It's a 4-point problem, but it's actually one of the easier 4-point problems, to be honest. Question 26. You have let's change this. A, B, C, D are points on the circumference of the circle. Okay. X, Y is a tangent. Okay. Find the value of X and Y. Okay, cool. Let's see. Oh, yeah, they got it. X is going to be 55 degrees. Y, alternate segment. Basically, this area right here is going to equal to this area right here. And basically your Y is just going to be this angle, this bad boy right here, to this bad boy right here. That's going to be your Y. We have this is the alternate segment theorem. And yeah, so this is 55 degrees. Let me see if I can figure out the other one. Vertically opposite angle, so this is 55 degrees. Oh, and again, using alternate segment theorem right here, this region is going to equal to this region right here. So no, wait. That region would not equal to that region. That region would equal to this region right here. That's not useful. Yeah, that's not useful. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. This region right here, let's use an orange one, would equal to this region right here. So this whole thing is 65 degrees, same alternate segment theorem. This opposing to this because this opposes to this and this opposes to this. So if that's 65 degrees, that means this is 10 degrees right here. And 10 plus 55 is 65 degrees, and 180 minus 65 degrees is 180 minus 65, 150. Let me check if that's right. Yeah, that's right. Reason alternate segment theorem states that angle CAY equals to 65 degrees, and therefore 180 degrees minus 55 plus 10 is equal to 115 degrees. That should work as an answer. I don't see it in the mark scheme, but I'm pretty sure that would work as an answer. Okay, last questions. Simplify this. Pretty straightforward. Cube root of 27 times x cubed, which is 9x cubed. Oh, 3x cubed. 3 cubed is 27. So 3x cubed. My bad. That's just the square root of 64x squared. And that's multiplied with 4x to the minus 2, because that basically is 4 over square root of x. No, wait, 4x squared. 4 over x squared. X squared and the x squared cancel out. Square root of 64 is 8. So 8 times 4 is 32. So the answer is 32 here. Yes. Okay, I love these kind of questions. Simultaneous equations are one of my favorite questions to solve. I really enjoy them. So here is how I like to do my simultaneous equations. You have two equations. Y is equal to 5x squared. I like to ignore the y. So 5x squared plus 4x minus 19, let's say, equals to 19, and 0 plus 4x equals to minus 1. We want to remove the, actually, we're gonna, remove this. So this would cancel out, so that gives us 5x squared equals 20, x squared equals 20 divided by 5 is 4, x is equal to 2. Oh, and it's square root, and square root has plus or minus in front of it, so plus or minus 4 was equal to plus or minus 2. So x is equal to 2, or x is equal to minus 2. Let's use this equation right here. If x is equal to 2, then y is equal to 4 times 2 is 8, 8 plus 1 is 9. So when x is equal to 2, y is equal to 9. If x is equal to negative 2, that's negative 8 plus 1, negative 7. 7. Simple. Easy 5 points. And there you have it. That is my solutions for the Cambridge IGCSE Paper 2 Mathematics. I will be out soon with a Paper 4 specimen paper. And if you guys want me to solve any specific papers, just let me know. See you guys.